So welcome everybody to this tutorial on how to laser cut your stencils, the ones you made with Mr. Wildman. We're going to be using Adobe Illustrator, this software, to adapt these files that you already created and make sure that they are suitable for laser cutting. So the first thing you're gonna do is just click open here. We're in the home page of Adobe Illustrator. Gonna click open. Gonna refer to some of the files that Mr. Wildman has already worked on. Let me just select this one, admins. And I'm gonna click open. So they're already in red lines. There's just a few things that we need to take care of. First of all, here on this icon, we're gonna modify the artboard just because we want it to match the dimensions of the laser cutting area. Not that we totally need it for totally need to do this, but it's gonna be helpful later on if we need to kind of like get an idea of how big our pieces are. So we click there on artboard, then here in the properties of this, and know that on the right of the screen you always have access to the properties of the files or the things that we need to try to modify. We're gonna make this 32 by 18 on its width and height. Don't pay much attention to this, right? So once we do this, let's just hit exit. All right. Second thing is to modify the lines. Now this design, although it seems like it's pretty much right there, we only need to take care of a couple of things. First, we need to make sure that the lines are fillless. This is how fillless look like. That the stroke is totally red in the RGB code. G and B should be 0 and R should be 255. And that the thickness of the lines or the strokes is 0.01 points. This will make the design almost invisible, but that's how we want it to be. Because red lines with this thickness are gonna be detected by the laser cutter software that are gonna be detected as cutting lines, right? So once you get into this position, you go to File. And by the way, if you need to like modify the dimensions of this, see how I've selected the design, and here in the properties, we can tell that it's an 8 by 9.6 file. If you want to modify any of this to match your material, please click here on kind of like maintaining the ratio proportions, and then go ahead, change this to 10, and you'll see the width is also going to be modified automatically. So you will always keep the proportions of these files in case you need it, right? So then you're gonna go to File here at the top of the screen, Print, and basically just gonna print this. Click Print. This will not laser cut your pieces immediately, but it will send it to this other software called UCP, or Universal Laser Systems Control Panel, UCP. You click on it, you'll see your file in here, and now we have to do two things. First, we have to find the right placement for this, because this white area represents on the laser cutter this area, all the area that's inside this frame. So depending on the file that we have, we might need to like move this around. I usually like to put the materials in here in the top left corner just to have it as a reference. So I'm just gonna turn on the laser cutter from here, and we'll be working on moving this file around. You pretty much need to check. First part is just about checking the right position of the material. Say we have here like an example of it. We're not gonna cut it, but we're gonna show you. So say your file it's gonna be cut out of that piece of wood. So one thing that I will ask you to check, once you've turned on the laser cutters, go here into the focus view tool, and this will, whatever you click, the laser cutter's head is gonna move. See, I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna see this red dot appearing, telling us exactly what that position is. So one way to check if your material is big enough for this is to check two opposite corners of your file. I'm gonna click here in the top left corner. See that the laser is reaching the material, and then I'm gonna go to the opposite bottom right corner. So if during this process the laser or that red dot pointer appears inside the material, that means that our material is big enough to cut this. So that's good. Second thing that you're gonna assign is here. You click on settings, go to the material database, and we're gonna assign the material that we're gonna use for this. Now in your case, since you're working with this like not so thick but solid cardboard, we're gonna go into the natural materials, click on the plus sign, you can select matte board, and as for the material thickness, it's pretty much a game of like trying to see what's gonna land. But if your material is on almost like 2 millimeters thick, then you can use this 0.08 as the sign thickness. This is on inches, but that's kind of like how much 2 millimeters is translated to when you make it onto inches. So yeah, we have matte board, this material thickness. Please go ahead and click apply first and then OK. If you hit enter at some point, it's not gonna save those files, so make sure you double click, check on settings, and make sure that the thickness is assigned, the material is assigned, and you can click OK. So then after that, we've assigned the material, we've assigned the right position of the stencil that we're gonna cut. So now we only have to do three things. We have to close the lid of the laser cutter, we have to turn this on, and then we can start this project. We can start it from here or from that red button. Yeah, we click here, it's gonna be noisy, and then you hit start. But I'm not gonna, because we're not gonna cut this. Hope this video helps you in your process. It's gonna take a few minutes to laser cut this, and please, if you know already how the process is, help a colleague out. It'll be helpful for everybody to be sharing what we just did. All right, good luck with your projects, and I'll see you around.